This is ITCE week 12, slides 8 to 14. So once a candidate has been selected for an interview, they're going to get contacted by the company and an interview date will be set up. So that's going to be the same whether it's on-site or virtual. If it's virtual, you're probably, or the candidate is probably going to get an email sent to them with details about how the interview will be connected. And this is where if you were the candidate, you'd want to make sure you check your tech. And that means making sure that you have the software enabled or downloaded or whatever has to be done, that you can access the meeting room, all those kinds of things, that you do that well before the actual interview day. On interview day, the candidate, whether it's virtual or in person, the candidate should arrive early. They're going to introduce themselves to whoever is there, whether virtually or in person. And remember, that's part of making an impression. Then you'll be invited into the virtual or real meeting room where the interview will take place. Now, here's some information about how to do a handshake. I strongly encourage you to watch this and think about answering these questions just in case life changes and we actually do handshakes at some point again in the future. We talked about making a good first impression earlier in the semester, so make sure you're smiling. And this is where I said smile at your webcam if it's a virtual interview, okay? And make sure that you're smiling, you're making eye contact. It's okay if you look a little bit nervous. That means this job is important to you. This lady is really fun. I invite you to click the link here and watch her short little video about how to make a good first impression on a virtual interview. Well, when you walk into that meeting room, there's probably going to be some greetings and small talk. You're being judged throughout the entire interview process. So sure, talk about things that are inclusive, that everybody can participate in, and nobody gets offended by them. So everybody at that meeting can talk about them. So things like the weather or your commute to work, things like that. But be reminded, like I said, you're going to be judged even in that small talk. So are you going to complain about your commute to work? Are you going to complain about the bad weather? Some of it can be a little bit grumbly, but maybe you can find the silver lining. It rained all weekend, but it gave me great opportunity to whatever. This is where I'm going to stop for video 2, and then we're going to talk a little bit about those interview questions in the next video.